Good evening, artards and assholes. Welcome to your Week 10 recap of debauchery and arrogance. I'm sorry that I was absent last week, but I was out of town and unreachable, conducting way more important business than dealing with you fucking disgusting individuals. Presently, Jesse and I sit atop the entire league, both hailing from the Eastern Division with records of 7-3. In the Western Division is led by Hate the Game, owned by Brett Perry. Brett is currently on an impressive 4-game winning streak. The parity between the two divisions has increased in the past few weeks, but it is worth pointing out that there are two teams that are dragging down the West and, quite frankly, the entire league. Team Hartness, owned by Baxter, and the Big Tebowski, owned by Jake, are just fucking terrible. Jake has won 20% of his games and Baxter 30. Now, I have a proposal for the league. I don't want to get rid of Jake. I like Jake in the league. I want to keep him. However, I am proposing that at the end of the year, we review Baxter's status as an owner. He has scored, unquestionably, it's not even really close, the fewest number of points over the season. He hasn't ever changed his team name, and I'm telling you this because he's never in the group me. He'll probably never even see this. So we could do what we did to him to Corey France and act like, oh, well, we didn't even start this league next year, and we can just dump his ass like third period French. There's presently a trade on that is in the review period between the Big Tebowski and Green Bowl Packers. Jake is trading Demarius Thomas, who he kept, for Arian Foster and Steve Smith. So there was talk today on GroupMe of people wanting to veto. Again, I'm staying out of this, but if I see that 6 vetoes are put forth, I will shut down the trade. But you have a 48-hour window, which began last night at 2 a.m. What the fuck are y'all doing up at 2 a.m. on a Monday night? Whatever. And Sam still is not in GroupMe, and quite frankly, I just don't give a damn anymore about trying to convince him to do it, because he's doing this to me out of spite, and that makes me angry. So now we'll move on to a brief recap of the scoreboard. I'll begin with what hurts worse. I have had my heart ripped out over the past 2 weeks by games that came down to ties that then stat corrections moved one way, and then last week moved 2 different times after the games were over and resulted in my defeat. And it looks like it will happen again this week. That guy had points taken away and now he's getting points added back because he fucking emailed ESPN, which, I mean, in all fairness, I mean, that's fucking legitimate, I guess. But our first score of the week is the Starkville Struggles versus yours truly, Jamal the Mall. It hurt. Last week when I played Sam and this happened and I lost after stat corrections, and after hearing his bitch ass complain about how we're gonna break ties, which I am so fucking sick and tired of hearing. Look, this is how it's gonna be done. Deal with it. We can change it next year. Y'all quit being a bunch of bitches. Oh god, I wanted to beat you so badly, and I thought it was taken care of. Darren Sproles, I mean, one of the last of your players, him and Giovanni Bernard, who I've been told do not call him Gio. It's not cool. I don't really want to talk about this game. I think it's worth talking about that my waiver wire pickup defense outscored guys' 4th round draft pick of the Seahawks. But that's it. Good job, guy. It fucking hurts me. Second game, Hate the Game versus Comeback. Dan, I will applaud you. I mean, your name is right. I know you lost this week. The final score was 139 to 123. You lost, but you are on quite a comeback. You've improved to 4-6. I forget how many games you lost in a row to begin the season, but You are. You're making a comeback, and my God, you have been let down by your running backs. This whole season is punctuated. I've read in a couple of different sources that there have been more injuries this season than any other season previously in the NFL. And you, my friend, who you kept Doug Martin and you took Ray Rice in the first round, I would say you've been hurt more than anyone by injuries. So, I mean, dude, kudos to you for improving after that. And Brett is currently, again, I think I've already said this, on the current longest active winning streak in the league at 4 wins, and he is tied for first in the West. So, like was said, in an eventful day in Group Me, no one's your friend, Dan. Moving on to the next game. Big Ben's Gangsta Redneck Jew Squad, owned by Wells. Don't know when you change your name to that. Versus Peyton is my hero versus Drew. Drew, you've really run out of names, but I still applaud you for picking out a new name each week, revolving around your man crush. Final score 161 to 145. Wells prevails. Who was Pierre Thomas? Holy shit! Put up 32 points for the Saints, which, by the way, let's hear it for them Saints. That was a damn good game. It's the closest thing we have to a sibling rivalry in the league. But the fourth game we'll cover is Kickers Suck, owned by Sam Sanderson, who still refuses to join Group Me, versus Mac Attack, owned by Jesse McCraw. Very close and exciting game. Final score 139 to 138. Fuck! Jesse prevails. The big scores in the game were Sam had Mr. Drew Brees, but Jesse has, Sam continues to play Trent Richardson, and I'm going to be honest, man, it just ain't happening. He did have some bad bye weeks, I want to say. I'm not certain about that. I don't have it up right now. And also his kicker, Sam has Adam Vinatieri, and Adam Vinatieri put up a impressive 0 points, and that truly, I would say, that cost Sam the game. While we don't have sibling rivalries in this league like I do in a few of my other leagues, we do have in-house rivals, what I would call the official household of DNA. The Big Tebowski versus Dim Boys About It. Final score 167 to 98. Damn it, Jake. Your team sucks. I mean, really, this isn't even an exciting game. You played Darren McFadden. Micah, I really hope that it's not true that you wanted to play him. Darren McFadden put up 0 points. And Jake, you played a defense that was on bye. That's grounds to be kicked out of the league. That's exactly one of the reasons I want to kick Baxter out. So, dude, you're walking on thin fucking ice with me right now. I'm just disgusted. And especially because you didn't even try to beat Micah, who is just fucking terrible. The comedy goalie of our league. Fucking Micah. Ugh. Last and unfortunately a boring game. Team Hartness, lame name, versus Green Bowl Packers. Very mediocre name. 109 to 81. Barton prevails. Wow, okay, so Baxter continues to play running backs that are on bye weeks. Again, guys, I say that we put his membership of this league up for discussion. I don't think he cares, and that's not good for the longevity of a league. And it's not hard to beat Baxter. A few closing remarks. There was some discussion today about getting rid of me as a commissioner. Okay, I hunted vigorously for that trophy, for the winged lady who we are all vying for right now, or those of us who are still in the hunt. I think that at least should buy me a few, it's a contract. You know, it doesn't have to be a permanent thing, but you can't be talking about that only 2 years into this league having what I would argue is just a beautiful prize. You know, I want the money. I want her. I want her as my bride. And I don't dispute that, Brett, you'd make a good commissioner, but Jesus Christ, guys. Is that the first thing you want to do? That's like people saying they want to fire Mullen. It's just like, is that really the first thing you think we need to do? Additionally, be thinking about our the closing ceremony, the award ceremony. Me and Jesse have been discussing about actually hosting it in Jackson as kind of a central location. This is very much up for discussion. But the champion will technically be crowned. We will know who our winner is, I believe, on December 31st. On New Year's Eve, we will know who has won. And so let's be thinking about it. We need to get as many people together as possible. We had a lot of fun last year if you weren't there, so plan on being there. And this is your commissioner saying, suck it.